Alright, and we should be live. Let me go ahead and check. It says we're live, but are we? Yes, we are in fact live. Awesome. Alright, hello everyone. Ace here, welcome to the live stream. We are a little bit delayed. The guest I was going to have, I guess he must be busy or something. So today I got Orososium here.
Hello, I am replacement.
Yep. And today we are going to be reading some High Republic adventures, specifically the Nameless Terror, written by George Mann, the same guy that's behind Will of Iron for Warhammer 40k. And he also wrote some Dark Souls comics as well. And so far, the first issue was actually decent. I will give this guy that. So we'll see how this issue number 2 is, shall we?
Well, I mean, I remember that for High Republic, it wasn't so bad. But how long since we read the first part? It has been a while.
It's been a few weeks, at least, since we read issue number 1, so we'll see how this goes.
Do I do robot?
Huh?
Do I do robot?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay. So the creature that hatched from there, it didn't affect the others in the same way. Only the Jedi.
Chapter 2, The Broken Path. Let me read some of the comments here real quick. Siege says, hello, just found out I have power for longer than expected. Let's see what the High Republic has in store for us this time. Alright. Roby says, hi, you guys know when will Battlefield 1918 3.4 update release? So excited and can't wait for it. I know it's going to be sometime this summer, is what I know so far. We're still trying to... It's been delayed a little bit, admittedly, but it is going to be sometime this summer. We are still working on stuff. I know there's still more stuff to announce once we do actually get it released. The big question is going to be, of course, things like how much new stuff and whatnot. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. I know that we're going to have at least one more faction that we haven't announced yet get added in that update. We've also looked at a few others. We'll see if we have time to add them as well. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But anyways, let's go. But yeah, sometime this summer is what we're planning on. All right. So anyways, let's carry on. To Paco, Ambar, and the disciples of the Path of the Open Hand, it was a monster, and a fierce and terrible one at that. Just ask the 3 people it caught up with in the airlock. But to those, like the Jedi, people who use the Force, it was the worst thing they could ever have imagined. A thing of nightmare that existed only to consume the living Force.
I can read this one.
All right.
The hunger. Breathe. Breathe. Sign it.
We should have finished her.
If that thing gets in, we'll all be finished. Forget about the Jedi. Concentrate on sealing any breaches to the ship. Paco.
Surla. Robbie says, will you guys add in this update more naval battles maps with planes, big ships, and all of this stuff? I know we are adding in single player support for some of the maps that didn't have it before. At least one map that I can think of that we're doing that for is going to have some ships, although it's going to be a river map. So, trying to think, because most of the maps are going to be, if I remember correctly, most of the maps are going to be in the Balkans. So. Anyways, so I don't think there's going to be too much in that regard, but there's going to be some stuff. But I know we also have a new map that's going to be, that we've already shown off, that's going to be set in Sing Sal, though that's mainly going to be ground combat, that specific one, so yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and carry on. What happened?
Zenith?
She's okay, I think. She had some sort of reaction to that thudding sound. She's unconscious. Here, sit down. Tell us what happened.
I found them. Disciples of the path.
And they did this to you? I can't see any injuries.
No, I fought them. But they ran when that thing started banging against the hull.
What was it? The same thing that killed those people in the airlock?
I think so. I could feel was its hunger. Its need to consume.
To consume us?
No, to consume the force itself.
Force? I don't understand.
It seeks to feed off the living force within us, and it will obliterate us in its search for sustenance.
No wonder you and Zenith reacted the way you did. A Jedi must seem like the perfect prey to a creature like that. It started again. Meanwhile...
Characters.
Alright, you want to voice that character?
Yeah, okay. Got on! Look out!
Die, Jedi!
Huh?
Swish.
Look.
Crash.
What?
Pitiful. Not so powerful now, are you, Jedi? Rawr! Vroom.
Whatever you are thinking of doing next, done.
Tsk. A Jedi wouldn't kill an unarmed man.
No, but I will stop you if you try an attack. And it will hurt a lot. You okay, lad? I think so. It just came on like a wave, but it seems to have passed now. What happened, Rook? I don't know. There was something out there, outside the sea. Something wrong.
I've imagined this moment for so long. The day I'd see a Jedi cowed. Beneath all that pomp and arrogance, you're just as scared and lost as the rest of us, aren't you?
Find something we can use to bind his first, Coran. We can't use this. What is the path of the open hand even doing out here anyway?
The open hand. Our hand is no longer open. It is a fist, and with it we shall strike at those who oppose us.
Communist. You believe the Jedi oppose you?
On Jeddah, the Jedi proved their hunger for war. I watched as they bent the living force to help them deliver it, and they had the gall to call themselves peacekeepers. So it is that we must stand against them.
Well, in this continuity, they are not exactly wrong.
Yeah, they're not. We're all out a bad day.
Why do they do this to us?
It has to be deliberate at this point. Robbie said, let me read some comments. Robbie says, it would be great for Battlefield 1918 community to add at least one map with action in a city with tanks, cannons, planes, artillery cannons, all of it. With a city, okay, so a proper city map with proper city blocks, that might actually be a bit tricky, and there's a couple of reasons why on that. First of all, well, things like where you're going to land the airplane to rearm and whatnot is quite a bit of a problem right there. In addition, artillery would be limited because the fields of fire might be limited because the building's blocking all the shots. Those are the two reasons right there. Tanks could work, of course, on that.
Depending on the buildings, artillery and the like is not going to do much, I think.
Well, like I said, the big problem when destructible terrain isn't early in the game engine is city buildings will just block a lot of the shots, and so fields of fire for artillery is going to be pretty limited in that regard. At least with a pure city map. Something like the Siege of Belgrade works because it's not just a pure city map. You have the open fields and the trenches leading up to the city itself. So in that case, it makes sense to have aircraft and artillery in that case. Robbie says, but it would be great if you guys add a map with big ships, airplanes, and an island. It would be the perfect map, like Midway, but better. The issue is it potentially can be done, but it would also require, for a start, it would require adding a bunch of brand new. We'd have to add a bunch more ships, I think, which is one thing right there. And if I remember correctly, making ships as models does tend to take work. And in addition, it's worth noting that while there were a few naval battles that this could be used with, it's also worth noting that some of the naval battles would be with... there's not that many, and also the naval battles that did exist in the time where a lot of them were fairly open water with not that much landmass near, and in the cases where you do have islands and whatnot, they weren't necessarily that big of a role, at least in the engagement itself. The one exception is Falklands Island, which already is in the game, so there's that. The one thing I've been thinking of that could potentially work, of course, is amphibious landings. There are a few of them that we don't have in yet. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Another map that's getting a single-player support is a Feo Landing. So that's another amphibious map there. So you will have ships on that one too. So when it comes to...
it is something, no?
Yeah.
I mean, because creating new assets is going to take a lot longer than I suppose you guys want to take for at least this next release.
I have been looking at some of the stuff for potential, for the stuff that might be added in, say, a 3.5 update when that eventually comes around. But it's going to, of course, be a little bit of a while. I will say one of the new maps that we've got is going to be something I don't think that many people might expect. And it's going to be in a location I don't think a lot of people are expecting either. But it should be a little bit interesting. It's also going to be one of the maps where we feature one of the newer factions that's going to be showing up. Anyways, let's go ahead and carry on.
Yes. So, what was that thing outside? A weapon?
That thing is what will bring you, so-called mighty Jedi, to your knees. At the same time. It's so hungry.
Try to stay focused. Think of your mantras.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Find me somewhere away from it, so I can think.
Moving Master Zenith is a risk. We need to find medical supplies to treat her and...
We need to move.
Okay, right. Then just let me... Amber. Boom. What? Whatever that thing is, it's going to find a way in. The ship is a wreck. Something will give. Ursula and Zenith aren't in any condition to fight. I don't know what it's doing to them, but it's fixing this. But fixing this is going to be up to us. What about Corn and Rock? From what Sala said, it's probably affecting them the same way. And us? It only seems to be affecting the Jedi. Tell that to the 3 bodies in the airlock. It tore them apart. Alright, so they're not the only ones in danger. But at least we can still think straight. We need a plan. And quickly, before it bashes a hole through the hull plates, the metal ones, the ones designed to keep out asteroids and space debris. But apparently not horrendous alien beasties who want to eat Jedi. The hull! That's it! Brilliant, Paco! Are you sure that thing isn't affecting your mind, too? What are you talking about? There's residual power in the ship's systems. If we can find a way to channel it, reroute it to the hull, we could electrify the metal plating on the outside of the ship.
Man, you are doing double duty.
So I will say that exposition drop about the metal plates, the metal ones, is a little awkward, but...
I am not going to say no, but considering some of the bullshit that we have been fed with the High Republic, I am going to give them a pass. It's not the worst. I mean, if you can control where the power goes, you can use it as a makeshift barrier for a time.
That and I can imagine that he was saying that because, oh crap, it's crushing right through metal plates.
Yeah, at this point, I think a makeshift defense is better than no defense.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'll give him a pass on this as well. And give that thing the shock of its life. It may not be enough to stop it, but it could slow down long enough to buy us some time. X5, do you think you could find the way to the engine room? Good. That's where the most residual power will be stored in the latency circuits. Which means getting past the disciples that want to shoot us. Right. Then we make sure we're ready for them. But first we need to get Sula and Zenith as far away from the effects of that thing as possible. Go and see the stars, they said. Explore the galaxy, take in new worlds. No one ever told me about exploding ships, monsters that eat Jedi, and being in constant fear of your own impending death. Fun, isn't it?
Well, at least one of them likes it.
Yeah.
Any luck? No, there is power. But thanks to our friend here, the comms are beyond repair. I can probably figure out a way to transmit a repeating distress signal, but it is going to take some time. Time is something we don't have. We need to warn the others about what's out there. and about what he said. What did happen on Jedi? What could turn a peaceful protest group like the Path of the Open Hand into such extremist? This is getting too real.
Yeah.
I don't know. Two warring planets, Aram and Aeronok. We're supposed to sign a peace treaty, but it's somehow turned into a battle. Listen, the scanners still work. Let me look. Yeah, they seem to be working. Short range, at least. Why? See if you can get a read of that thing out there. Hold on. What is it? Whatever it is, it's not giving up. We need to get over there and warn Sula and the others. But how? If it sees us out there in the open. We watch the readout until we have a clear path, and then we run. That's how. Suppose it is a plan.
Yep.
That was the throat. No, Didi.
I know, buddy. It's following us. Oh, wait. I know, buddy. It's following us. Just keeps moving. If we can find some sort of hangar or cargo bay, we can stop it getting so close. Look, Paco, over there. What? Where?
No, over here.
A medical kit. Thank the Force. You scared me for a moment.
Let's find somewhere quiet where we can use it to trade the senior. The further away we get from that thing, the better chance she has.
This should do it. We should be safe in here, for now. Help me find somewhere to set her down and bring that medical kit. I have no idea what they are, X5, but they certainly look like huge gemstones.
That is a big fucking egg.
Yes, it is. And if that's a hatchery for these monsters, then they have picked the worst possible spot to actually settle in.
I am not going to bet, just in case. But I just want to complain about this part, because why, when things are so obvious in horror movies or, well, this comic, characters get so stupid all of a sudden? I mean, it's a freaking egg. There is a monster out there. I think it is clear.
Well, they could think it's from the planet itself, so...
Yes, I suppose. I don't. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Well, next page. But didn't they realize they were in terrible danger? Those were...
The Nameless eggs, right.
Oh no, they were trapped in a room with them.
It was the worst possible place they could be.
They were sitting on a proverbial time bomb.
Deed. We're dropping out of hyperspace.
Perhaps the compelling nature of your story has made you experience the passing of time acutely. How does the old saying go? Time flies when you're having fun.
I'm not sure it works like that for the person telling the story, Chloe. Hold on, those aren't the coordinates I selected.
You must have made this You have been distracted and selected a different destination from the list in Arrow.
Chloe, is there something you want to tell me?
To tell you, no, there is nothing I want to tell you, I just want to hear what happened next to Shinny, Sula, and the others. Oh, and a little bit more about X5A2, if you don't mind.
Well, alright. And funny you should ask about X5A, because he and Paco are about to go up against the enemy alone. Great plan, Paco. Volunteer to go to the engine room alone. Yes, I know I'm not alone. I'm glad to have you here, X5. Yes, I know it was the only solution. The others need to stay to look after Zenith.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? That's not what you meant. Aw, thanks, X5. I guess I am the best person for the job. So long as we don't meet any murderous path disciples on our seat. Wait, look out! Over there, take him out. And make sure you get the droid, too. X5, is there another way round? No, going outside is not an option. I'm not being testy. Look, just find us a way that won't get us killed, alright?
Yeah, I think this is a good idea. No, of course not. It's a horrific idea. But we need to warn the others.
If all the Jedi are this stupid as the two of you, we won't have any trouble bringing your order to a bleak and miserable end.
Not nice. Any sign of it, Goran? No, the scanners. It was still on the roof of the other section, way back toward the cargo bay. Okay, so on my mark, run! What's happening? I don't know. No!
Crunch.
Coron, fall back now! Back inside! Wait, that creature is not the one in the other comic?
I think it is similar to it, so... Plus, it also is supposed to cause hallucinations, so what you see is not necessarily what it actually looks like, so...
Yeah, true.
How are you getting along there, X5? Access tunnels? Get it open, now! Yes! There's our exit. Nice work. Okay, X5, follow me. Yes, I got one of them in the shoulder. I don't think it'll put them off from following us. If anything, I think it'll make them even angrier. Probably even murderous too. Right then, where do we start? Also, Giga Chad moved here by kicking the door open.
You think that is possible?
I don't know.
I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This one.
We'll just say the door was badly damaged in the crash, so...
Because that is a mighty foot.
That is a boot that would make Duke Nukem proud.
Indeed.
Yeah, I suppose the power regulators would be a good idea. Hambara was right. Latency circuits seem to be holding a good residual charge. Help me to Help me to reroute the manifold expressor. I don't know. If this doesn't work, well, let's just take things one at a time, eh? Well then, time to give this a try.
That sounds like a very bad idea. It's back.
I just hope Paco managed to. He did it! Paco did it!
Hey, it worked. Surprise. Looks like the others already know about that thing. Now's our chance. Roll, lad. It's different already. There's no way in. There is a way. So making his own way.
Yep.
Rock, hurry!
End of chapter 2. So let's...
Hey, it wasn't... I was expecting it to get worse than the first one, but I think it is doing nicely.
Yeah, it's doing alright for the most part. There's a few silly decisions, but they're not that bad. And I don't think they really drag it down much. So I'm going to actually say this one is still passable.
I mean, I am still not convinced about the electrocution thing. But I suppose it can, as I said, have a pass.
Yeah.
I am not sure about a Jedi consular just throwing away a prisoner to cover his escape. I mean, the thing was going to kill them otherwise, but I don't know.
I would say that because they were affected by the Force, it kind of clouded their judgment, or they were affected by the creature, it clouded their judgment and whatnot, so...
I mean, I can see that.
It seems like they more lost control of the prisoner more than they deliberately threw him at the monster.
Maybe. I mean, you can't fault me for expecting the worst out of the High Republic.
Yeah.
But other than the few sketchy parts, I think the story is still good.
Yeah.
The characters are not flip-flopping. And the monster is a real danger. I think, other than the small gripes we have pointed out, for now, it is a good comic.
I'm not sure it's as good as the Blade so far, but it is showing promise, so...
No. It is nowhere near the Blade. But it is, compared to the other High Republic comics, a very good one. At least decent. Which for High Republic is very good.
Yeah, so far if I had to rate these, I would say the Blade is the absolute best. This would definitely, I think, take second place currently. Then maybe Eye of the Storm, which would still be mediocre. Eye of the Storm is mediocre at best. But if you wanted to include the manga as well, the manga fits higher up than Eye of the Storm, so... But the second issue of the manga was not very good, so...
But if nothing else, after the original High Republic comics, things have gone mostly upwards. So at least we don't have another bake-off. I am happy with that.
We don't have a bake-off so far, and although don't tempt them. We know how Daniel Jose Older can be.
Just a warning, eh? So the internet knows if there is another bake-off and you call me for it, someone is going to die. Just say.
So long as that person's Daniel Jose Older, that's fine by me.
Don't tempt me. But unless you have anything else to say, because I think the comic is good, but there is not much else to say yet. I think there are more issues. But...
Yeah, there's let's see, we are up to issue number 4 is what we're up to now. Because I know they just dropped 2 more issues fairly recently, so... we'll see, I guess, how that goes maybe next week, but I know you're busy, right? You're going to be busy pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I need to make dinner for everyone.
Yeah, fair enough. So I think that's going to be a good time to go ahead and call it. But yeah, this comic is actually good so far. We'll see if it stays that way, and if it ends up continuing to be good like the Blade, then hey, I guess lightning does strike the same place twice in this case.
Well, to be honest, it is Dark Horse Comics.
Yeah.
They usually do well. Usually. So, there are 2 more comics left on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they don't mess up.
Mm-hmm.
But well, if you want to read them next week and we see how they end.
Well, alternatively, I just remembered something else. When I was looking for this particular issue again, I noticed that there is yet another new High Republic comic book series by another brand new writer.
Well, it is new writer.
New writer, not Daniel Jose Older and not Cavan Scott. So who knows?
Can you tell me the name, just out of curiosity?
Let me check. This writer, from what I understand, is still fairly new as a name in general, so we'll see how that goes. But let's look at the name of this comic for you here. Looking it up on my phone, so have to deal with. Here we go. So let's see what it is. Quest of the Jedi, I think, is what it's called.
Best?
Quest of the Jedi, yeah. This one, written by Claudia Gray.
Let me check.
Apparently I guess it's going to be more of a graphic novel than a proper comic, so it's going to be a case where it's just the full thing. I think.
Maybe. See, looking at the cover art, the dude might be the same guy in this one.
It's written by, like I said, Claudia Gray, so fairly new name.
Well, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, maybe we'll read it next week or something. See how big it is. Who knows? It might actually be good.
There is hoping.
Yeah, imagine if we get 3 legitimately good Star Wars comics from the High Republic. That would be...
I mean, at some point they have to get better.
Yep. All it really took was not having Cavan Scott or Daniel Jose Older involved as well. That's actually... Oh, yeah, let me check the wiki for it to find out more about it real quick. It's a one-shot comic, I see. So it isn't a full graphic novel, it's just a one-shot comic that's 32 pages. Okay. Well, at least if that's the one-shot comic, then at least we got that instead of a Galactic Bake-Off spectacular.
You like making me suffer, don't you?
Alright, well anyways, I think now's a good time to go ahead and call it. So yeah, is this comic worth reading? So far, it's decent. And I am curious to see where it goes, although I'm also curious to see how Quest the Jedi turns out, so we'll have a look at that as well. But I think now's a good time to go ahead and call it. So yeah, this has been Ace.
And this has been Puros.
And we both hope to see you all again soon. Take care. Ace out.